Good. Right, call the meeting to order. Start with the pledge. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Any modifications to the agenda? Seeing none, move to accept as written. Motion by Dan,
Second.
seconded by Velma. All those in favor? Public forum. Any non-agenda items that the public would like to discuss this evening? Moving on.
Someday I might, but not.
Yeah.
Minutes for February 10th. If you all remember, Dan was absent.
Where were you at the last budget meeting?
Yeah.
Move to approve as prepared.
Motion by Tom,
I'll second that.
seconded by Velma. All those in favor?
One abstention.
One abstention. We got no committee and board reports? Mr. Manager?
Yeah, just a little bit on the building. I may have reported this to you already. The light construction will be back on site this Wednesday, and they'll be there until the duration of the project is completed. I think they've stepped up their timetable, probably sometime the end of summer, beginning of fall in September. They anticipate to be done. So, they've pre-cut all the studs for the walls, and they're prepared to erect them there. Seen some, information going back to back. They've had some, additional detail on the truss system to go on the roof, because of the way they've relocated the stair system. The stairs, if you know, were gonna be almost, right next to the large conference room. Now they've turned it, so it's, so they can create more space upstairs, and I guess truss-wise, it was easy to design that way, so it didn't matter much to us which way they were going, so. Other than that, I think, our staff, our construction meetings will again begin on site starting this Tuesday. The last two have been phone conferences. We'll be on site tomorrow, to start through the duration of the project, so.
So from a, I know there's some email back and forth between you and I on the security stuff, but I wanna make sure that we don't get walls up that we have to,
Right,
run.
yeah, I talked to the AV people, and they really wanna see the building up, and then they'll come in and look at the chases where the wiring's gonna go.
Yeah.
The contractor's gonna pull all the wiring, and then it's just a matter of them putting their cameras or whatever else we need there. I think same thing they do with security, I'm not sure, so.
Yeah, so with the security, I mean, we need to know where things out so that the electricians can put in the conduit
Correct.
and what have you, and
Correct.
so.
So we'll have to get together and go over that one more time
Yeah, and
to
then,
wrap that up.
then we can get Peter in here and say, okay, here's what we want, give us a quote and go from there, right?
Yeah, a prime example, I can't, our phone system's on a wing and a prayer at the office now. We went, almost 2 days
Almost 2 days.
without phone. So, it's a Band-Aid approach right now, to keep it running, and, I don't know what ever happened there, but you went with an independent contractor years and years ago, and the gentleman's by himself. And, he lives in Portland. And anytime we have to have any work done, like we told him the thing was not operating, he was on his way to Farmington. So when he came in the other day, I asked him, were they out of phones up there? And he didn't really answer me. He sort of went on to something else at the time, but I think our next process, we'll get a phone system where we have a lot of support in the event that one person, that's why I said to him, I said, if you drop dead tomorrow, what do I do? And he didn't have an answer for me, so.
I won't care what we did.
Yeah,
So anyway, some of the challenges that we're on right now, but they'll flush themselves out.
That's good information anyways, that's coming along like that.
Yeah, once the wall, I firmly believe once the walls are up and the trusses are on, they'll be able to really wrap, close that up. He figured a month and a half to have everything watertight.
Must be slow on that.
I don't know, but they're raring to go. Hopefully the weather holds so we
We'll
can
take
get
it.
it done. Again, we're getting another approach from Mr. Flaherty about this, Arundel Spirit of America tribute. A year or so ago, we gave this volunteer, tribute to, Doris Taschereau when she was retiring and leaving our service, and, he's after us to do it once again. My thought is to give the tribute to the Arundel Conservation Trust. And unless I hear any strong objections, I think that's what I'll earmark to him. I think the trust is a great group, they're working hard, trying to get things done, and, I will take any, whatever you guys decide to do is fine with me, but, that was the one that came to my mind.
What's their charter?
The charter of what?
Of Spirit America, what, I don't remember exactly what it is what's the qualification for their Spirit of America award?
Okay, give me a minute, I know I have it.
Google it too.
The purpose is for the selectmen or the local person, project or group to receive the Spirit of America tribute for outstanding community service using your own criteria. And to honor the recipient, either at a meeting or at your annual town meeting. Moving on. I think we're into the, obviously the 2021 budget review. Our next meeting will be March 10th. Roger did provide to you tonight some information relative to vehicles and vehicle status, as well as the 5-year road construction plan. So you have that a little bit ahead of when you would get it through the budget process, but obviously, it's good information to have. And the night on Thursday, I'm gonna have the fire department come back in to review those budgets that we had concerns on. And then we will also have recreation, general assistance, go over those budgets as well, so.
This Thursday?
No, it'll be the 10th.
The 10th is when
March.
fire and,
Yeah, right, it'll be the 10th as well, it'll be March 10th. We scheduled the budget meeting to that date, so we'll be back on the 10th and 24th schedule, so it'll be, coincide with the meetings, your Monday night selectmen's meeting. The chief is on his way to Louisiana tomorrow morning to take a look at the truck, and if you haven't had the chance to get on the website, for our truck, just look under production and click Arundel, and they've got several pictures of the truck as it's nearing its completion, so.
When do we expect it to get that?
They thought sometime in March, maybe, I'm hoping it's a little later than that, just me.
from a financial standpoint?
Well, we got hose that we're purchasing now, we're looking at a variety of hoses that he's looking at. But there's a, there's a contingency within when the truck is purchased, there's a little bit of money there to help put racks inside and, those things, so going down and taking a look at the truck and then having it come here, once it gets here, then we'll have to have radios installed and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll have to have training before it goes into service. So, it'll be a while, it'll be here, but it won't be in service right off. That's, I think all I have under that. Oh, just the other thing is I did give this work plan calendar from the MDOT. And, it looks like they're going to be doing, and Roger and I talked about this, I've had several complaints from the same person for the, traffic lights at the intersection of, Limerick and Route 1. And it looks like they're gonna be working on those. It looks like they wanna install or replace traffic signals. Now, whether or not Roger told me we own them. So, were they installed by us too?
Same as the setup at Hill Road and 111, as far as maintenance.
Okay,
Those originally were put in by the DOT
okay,
with a provision that we maintain them.
alright. So it looks like that's what they're gonna do again, probably do something with those traffic lights there, because the complaint that we get, you know how it's staggered, and unless it's realigned to be across from each other, that becomes a challenge for people. Just to, when they see the light, sometimes they think they have a green light, when the green light is actually on the southbound side of Route 1 heading south. They think they have a green light when they actually have a red light, so, that gets a little confusing for some people, they're not there very often. But I think if you travel it a lot, I'm sure Velma travels it quite often, so do I, you get used to which one's the red one, but there was, some issues on covering, they put some modifications of covers on
Did
there.
some blinders on them
Yeah,
to try to help that, and also put a strobe on the red light on Route 1.
yeah. So, there's been some modifications to assist that, but,
On both sides, Route 1, the strobe, or just
I
on one
believe
side?
on the southbound side at least. The strobe is on the northbound one as well, but maybe not the shield.
yeah, I don't think you see that as much coming from that end of River
Yeah,
Road.
north,
No,
it's,
it's the
No.
southbound one and it's the one coming out of the Limerick Road.
Yep. So anyways, they'll be addressing that as part of their project. And as Roger mentioned earlier, it looks like they're gonna do some ditching along Log Cabin Road, and we have some concerns about the culverts that are in that road system. He's been after them for what, 4 or 5, well, ever since I've been here. I think you've spoken to them a number of times about replacing those culverts, and it goes on deaf ears, so.
and the pictures of one right near Old Post Road, we relined the one under Old Post Road. And 100 feet or so away from it, the one under Log Cabin Road, the bottom of it is gone. And there was part of the bottom of the pipe flipped up, so it was actually holding water back. Sent them an email, and supposedly they went and looked at it, and when I called them back, they said, well, we kinda did a drive-by, so go look at it. But that's one of many that are failing or already failed. Again, we fixed a pothole, a sinkhole, next to Labrador's, in the shoulder of the road. Luckily, it was right on the edge of the pavement. We were more concerned about dropping a wheel into it than, it was theirs to fix, but.
So did they know which culverts are bad? Have you sent them emails saying?
They're gonna know.
Okay, yeah, that was my point, is we need to make sure that we say, hey, guys, you're gonna do this work.
But normally, this is the first step you take. You don't go pave a road, then put shoulders on it,
Yeah,
and then go ditch it, and
that's
then do whatever else you might do.
That's why
That's
these
the
projects
first-
are so expensive, because they do it half-assed backwards. Hey, traffic signals, we're not doing nothing on Limerick Road, right? It's just Route 1 and, or they're not doing it on Limerick, just Route 1 and the Log Cabin Road, right?
No,
They're doing the traffic signal down here at the bottom of Limerick Road, Route 1 too. It's the one that identifies beginning of River Road and extending north .03 of a mile, install and replace traffic signals and rural
Oh,
highways.
okay,
So,
that one right there,
yeah,
okay. So they're doing that one
And
and the
they're
one
doing the
up
other
the
one.
log
Yep.
cabin. Yeah, I missed it.
all right, that's all I have.
So we got a status on waiver of fees, oh, that was from Chris Woodward, right?
Right, and I think I sent an email out, Chris contacted me on Friday after she received word from the MMA that it looks like we're gonna need, town meeting authority to really move forward with any, waiver of fees, and indicated to me that she was all set, she was gonna move forward with her application and pay the fees accordingly to get the project, but I thought I'd just leave it on there in case you wanted to have some continued discussion relative to this, and whether or not you wanted to move forward with getting the authority to waive fees. And if you wanted to do that, what criteria would you place on it to waive those fees? I mean, we've had this discussion in the office on several occasions, and, you know, there's cost involved, advertising, cost for, staffing, so on and so forth, to get this information out and get it ready to go. So, I don't know who absorbs that if we waive the fee. And when I was thinking about it, I think the only exception that, I don't think you should waive fees, that's my opinion, but the only exception that I could see would be in the event that the planning board actually made a misjudgment in the application process and denied it because of something they didn't read or didn't understand within the application. And in that case, it was brought up maybe after the fact, I could see a waiver of fees to get them back in front of the planning board under circumstances that were generated by the town as opposed by the applicant not providing the information. But those were just my thoughts, and I'm not quite sure if you have any feeling to waive them or not waive them.
I'm not inclined to spend another minute trying to figure out procedures or criteria. I've had one request in.
Yeah, in
How
all
many
those
years,
years.
Velma?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the only request I ever remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get into the situation of, well, you know, you did it for them and so, I mean, it would have to, everything would have to be pretty much all black
Yeah.
and white, and then I would say that if we were to do that, then any of the fees associated with advertising, well, then they would have to pay for that stuff.
Okay.
But
I just thought that once we, you know, I wanted to bring it to a finality as to how you wanted to handle it, so. Catching is that, we just leave it alone.
Leave it alone, yeah.
There's some roads being posted, seems early, but,
I don't think it's that early.
no,
If you look at the roads really well, it's not that early.
no?
My worry is that it's not early enough. We have a logging operation that's commenced on Old Post Road on the section that was just paved last year, that we spent $230,000 on. And I would really like for you folks to vote tonight, to post these things tomorrow morning, and that way I can control his access. Right now, he can go in there and he can wreak some havoc in a short time. And there's not much you can do about it.
No, what I meant was it just seems earlier than we normally do it, that's what I meant, from a time standpoint.
Unfortunately, this winter, everybody around us has posted, Kennybunk posted when they did, because they had a problem and they lost a section of road from somebody tearing it up.
yeah, I mean, with these.
They were gonna go along with us, Kennybunk Port had as well agreed to go on the second.
Temps like today, you know, as warm as they are today, that sun hits that tar, man,
And Bedford's posted too, so everybody.
Everyone around us is posted,
You
except
proposing
us.
to wait till the second?
my initial one was to wait until next Monday. Because Kennybunk Port's meeting is Thursday night. And we both should have been 2 weeks earlier than we were.
That logging operation can do a lot of damage between now and the second,
Now, next,
if the temperatures stay the way they are right now.
this guy called me last week, the end of last week, last Friday, and told me what he wanted to do. I said, where are you going? Because he told me Old Post Road. I said, where on Old Post? He didn't know or wouldn't tell me at the time. He did today. And it's at 513 Old Post Road, which is basically across from Kenny Wigwire's driveway up and back there, this 15-acre lot. He's gotta come in from Champagne's because of the angle that he's gotta come in where that entrance is. They can't come in from Log Cabin Road.
So is it your recommendation tonight to
I
move
would like to
move the
see-
posting date from the 2nd of March to February 25th?
Tomorrow morning, posted. It's gonna cool off at the end of the week, but we've got a couple more days. Tomorrow's supposed to be 40 degrees. It's not gonna be below freezing on Wednesday either.
Yeah.
Then it's supposed to cool back off.
Won't be
2
freezing till
days.
Friday.
He can do some damage.
And if it cools off enough, they can ask for a permit for a
If it
couple
cools
of
off and
hours.
it's below freezing,
You can
Yeah.
ride
It's legal.
through.
If it's below freezing, there's no water, you don't even need a permit.
Correct. Correct.
but that's not gonna be the case tomorrow and Wednesday.
I hate the posting, but I move that we do it tomorrow morning,
Motion by Phil,
Second.
seconded by Tom.
and I hate them as much as anybody.
I'm sure you do, it's your
Along
business.
those same lines, there's no one that dislikes them more than me. This is the best 6 weeks you could take to just get lost, which is usually what it averages. But we need some backing from the sheriff's department on this, cause if you authorize it tonight, and I go put them up tomorrow, and nobody does anything about it, we're wasting our time, folks.
Yeah, Roger and I talked about today, I reached out to our deputies, neither one is working tonight, but Chris will be in to see me in the morning. So when he's in, I'll give you a call, and we'll see if we can, put together a strategy,
You can patrol
Moving
those
forward,
roads a
yeah.
little bit more.
so we can make sure we stay ahead of these folks in the event that we have somebody that's violating it.
The unfortunate part of this is these postings only hurt the honest guys if you don't enforce them. But they also, by law, only hurt anybody hauling wood or gravel. Fuel guys, grain guys, milk guys will travel over 5 roads they don't need to just to go where they wanna go, cause that's the route they wanna take. And that's wrong too.
Yeah, I see that all the time.
Right, but there's an exception now to the law that allows them to do it without a permit, they get a DOT permit.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's still not right.
I-
They do just as much damage as anybody else.
Sure.
On a road that they're driving across just to get somewhere else, cause that's the way they wanna go. If they had a delivery there, hey, so what? You're not gonna make people freeze, cause somebody at
The
posted
wheel
road.
trucks are the worst ones.
Oil trucks?
I follow them across posted roads, and they go right through, don't stop, they go in somewhere else, all the time. And they're just as heavy, and a single X truck at 34,000 pounds will do more damage than a triaxle truck at 79,000.
Wheel pressure.
Cause there's
Versus
a weight per
square
square
inch,
inch
square
versus
inch
the
is
weight.
weight.
Yeah.
And they do it all the time, I see it almost every day.
That's the downside to this. You do your best, but there's damage being done and there's not much you can do about it.
So we got a motion and a second, any more discussion? All those in favor?
That was
Unanimous.
The only difference this year than last is after we did the upper end of Limerick Road and wanted to look at it last year, we did. That one will not be posted this year. That's the only difference from last year to this year. So Limerick Road from 111 to Route 1 is not posted. It used to be the upper section was posted.
Mhm.
So anybody would have to travel New Road down Limerick Road. That's not the case now.
You gonna keep a close eye on that?
We've looked at it pretty close, I think, with the amount of concrete that thing had, it's doing well.
Should be okay.
It ought to, it's expensive.
What happens, they start riding the edge of the pavement with
Right,
road,
yeah.
and that's the start of the whole deal.
We are looking for hours for voter reg.
right, the clerk has requested, some modifications to the hours as has been done in the past. I've got the official document here if you so desire to, make these modifications.
Yeah, I make a motion that we do the modifications as we have in the past. We waive the evening hours.
Second?
Motion by Velma, seconded by Bill. All those in favor? We're looking to get a quitclaim deed with covenants signed.
Right, property at, map 39, lot 16 has been paid in full. We've prepared the documents for your signatures, and then the notary's here to sign.
Okay, I make a motion that we take care of this.
Second.
Sign it. Yep.
Motion by Velma, seconded by Tom. All those in favor? Supposed to look at these packets before the meeting and know entirely what's in the packet.
Oh, you're such an expert.
Yeah.
Does it take you all day, Roch, to post the roads when you have to do it?
Two of us split it, used to be three of us, and now the rest of the crew don't know what half the roads are anyway, so. they're all doing it tomorrow morning. It's a problem.
Why
There
did
you
we get
go,
stuck
we
in
all
the
signed it
middle
of our
of
own free action deed.
It's on what you were finding, right?
One was up in the backside of Clearview, and was talking to one of the other ones that rolled in, and he wasn't sure who had just plowed the other side, and he said, "You're in Clearview Estates, you had to do it." He didn't realize that. So if you can get lost in Clearview,
Don't send them through the cottages.
one of these days, the storm will go out to sea, and he'll probably follow that, so.
Yeah.
Tell it like it is. Good night, folks. See ya.
Yeah.
Very much. Thank you.
We got payable and payroll.
Motion to approve payable and payroll.
Motion by Dan,
Second.
seconded by Velma. All those in favor?
Guess we're gonna have to start putting GPS in those trucks so that they know their way around.
Hopefully they get familiar with it.
Roger really didn't answer, but how are we doing on the budget for the snow removal?
Well, we're doing fine right now.
Good?
Yeah. You want me to hold on to it?
Yeah, I won't be there tomorrow.
Throw it on
Same,
your desk?
yeah, and same with this.
Okay. I'll put it on your desk.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I did get a call, if you don't mind. Can I speak?
That was public forum.
I know,
so-
I did get a call the other day about, it's one of those new houses almost across from, is it Cowgill? Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bird
Yeah.
Cargill?
I guess there's, and I thought of it when I saw Roger, a telephone pole that's like almost broken in half. It looks like it's been replaced, but a portion of the wires have been replaced, but then you still need, let's say, cable and something else underneath it to be replaced. And the person across the street has called It's been like that for over a year, and they're really concerned about it actually breaking. Just take notice when you go down there now.
Is that the one with a bracket on it?
I don't know, there seems to be two.
There's a one, if you go by Bird's Place heading towards Route 1, it's on the right-hand side, just
Yeah.
as you turn the corner.
Yep.
There's one with a broken,
It's
Yeah.
been there for 8 years, I bet.
it's been there a long time.
So I did call the garage that day and was hoping to speak to him, but he wasn't there, and Brian had answered, and Brian had said, you know, cause they thought calling the town hall, us being the municipality, we could do something about it and make it happen quicker, cause they were more concerned about it falling and hurting somebody, obviously. And so when I talked to Brian, he says, we don't have any more authority than they do, but I was just curious if you guys had gotten any, like, calls about that, because I guess it goes in an order. Like, once the cable's done, I don't know the order, you know, they chop off the top, and then the next person comes and they do theirs, and then they do something with theirs, and then the next person comes, but it's only like one part of the wire's been transferred over to the new pole, if that makes any sense.
Where is this again?
It's on Limerick
Down
Road.
here, it's under Kennebunk Light and Power,
Tomorrow you guys will notice it, but
I'll
I was just
reach
curious
out to
about it.
Todd.
yeah.
I'm just waiting for them to call back again.
280,
Yeah, looks like somebody gone around that corner and hit the pole and cracked it, and they put a brace
They
on it
put a
to hold
brace
it,
on.
put in a new pole, and,
they
Yeah,
set
but
a
it's just
pole.
not like
Yeah.
done properly, I just feel like
The
it's.
power has been transferred over, and what's left is cable and
I
phone,
mean, phone, yeah, okay.
and that's what's remaining, but maybe I'll reach out to Todd, maybe he can reach out to the phone
Yeah.
company and say, what are you doing?
You come up out of the.
Yeah, that might be is that Kennebunk Light and Power, that's that, okay.
Yeah,
yeah, that
It's
is.
his pole.
Apparently it's.
There you go.
right across from there.
Belongs to them, so.
I think Kennebunk Light and Power comes up to Burt's, doesn't it?
It
Come up to
does.
Cowgill.
So, yeah, it's like across the street
Doesn't
from
quite
the
come up far enough to get to us.
Right. Yeah.
They just said all new poles along Limerick there, it looked like CMP must have had that company that comes in and
You
says.
can tell God that
On target.
Jim's recreational budget ain't gonna get approved. Motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned by Dan, seconded by Bill. All those in favor?
Kennebunk comes up to the former Keyser property,
Oh, it does?
I think so.